Hello everyone. Today I am going to start the complex numbers. How to represent a complex number geometrically. What is the polar representation of a complex number and exponential representation of a complex number. Now first of all, what is the complex number? Generally complex number it is denoted by Z. It is an ordered pair of two real numbers. X and Y, they all both are real number. This is an ordered pair of real numbers. So basically complex number system, it is defined like this. It is an ordered pair where X is a real number and Y is a real number, right? So this is a complex number system. Here I use the word ordered. Ordered means we cannot write x comma y as y comma x. Both these numbers are not same unless x is equal to y. So that's why I have used the word ordered. So it is an ordered pair of real numbers, of two real numbers as like this. So Z is defined like this. It is an ordered pair of x comma y. So here x and y both are the real numbers. Another representation of a complex number is we can write this as x plus iota y, where x is a real number, y is a real number, but this x is said to be the real part of z, this y is said to be the imaginary part of z, and this z satisfy the property with respect to addition. Let's suppose we have z as an ordered pair, you can say x1 comma y1, and another number z2 is x2 comma y2, or you can say z1 is x1 plus iota y1 and z2 is x2 plus iota y2. Then z1 plus z2 should be x1 plus x2 plus iota times y1 plus y2, and z1 into z2 it should be x1 into x2 minus y1 into y2, right, plus iota x1 y2 plus y1 x2, right? So here this z, it can be written as x plus iota y, where this plus satisfying this z satisfying these following properties. Then this is a complex number. Here x is the real part of z, this x is said to be a real part of z, and y is said to be imaginary part of z. This iota, now what is the meaning of this iota? Now just see what will be iota. We can write this as 0 plus iota into 1. Now see the representation of a complex number in xy plane. This is our xy plane. Since we know that complex numbers is an ordered pair x comma y, so this is nothing but a complex number where this distance is y, this is x, and this directed distance from the origin, this is z modulo, which is x square plus y square under root. So this is the directed distance from the origin to the point this, where this point is x comma y, an ordered pair. Here x is the real distance and this is the distance with respect to y axis. So now just see what is this iota. Iota is real part is 0 and imaginary part is 1. Now just see what is this. X will be 0 over this line, right? So this line is x is equal to 0 line, and the value of y is 1. So this has the coordinate 0 comma 1. So basically this is a representation of iota. So how can we define iota? we can define iota by taking a turn pi by 2 and by covering the distance 1 unit distance. We will reach at a point, and that point is the iota. So it's a unit distance over the y-axis line. That is iota. Now just see, in the previous we know the product, we know the addition, how to define. Now with the help of this product rule, now just see what will be the value of iota square. Iota square, it will be 0 plus iota into 0 plus iota. So now using the product rule, x1 into x2, 0, right, minus y1 into y2, which is 1, right, plus iota times 0 x1 into y2, which is 0, plus y1 into x2, which is 0. So what will we have? It is minus 1. So the value of iota square is minus 1 using the product rule. So in complex number, we can define z as x plus iota y. Here addition and product, they are defined like this. They satisfying this property. So what is a complex number? A complex number is defined as an ordered pair xy of the real number with satisfying the addition as well as product rule, and it is another form of this is x plus iota y. Now just see what is the z conjugate of z. Conjugate of z, it's also a complex number. It is denoted by z bar, and it is the mirror image of the complex number z into the real axis. Means what? Let's suppose you are having a point z over here, having the coordinates x comma y. So its mirror image with respect to this, it will be z conjugate, which is x comma minus y, having the coordinate. So if z is equal to x plus iota y is a complex number, then a conjugate of z will be x minus iota y. And since mod of z is nothing but z into z bar square root, or you can say mod of z square is z into z bar. So if you substitute x plus iota y into x minus iota y, and if you apply the product rule, what will you have? X into x square, right, plus iota y into plus y into minus y, minus minus plus y square, plus iota x into minus y plus y into x, which is 0. So what we left? We left x square plus y square. So mod of z square is x square plus y square, and mod of z will be the square root of x square plus y square, which is the directed distance from the origin to the point z. This is the mod of z. So mod of z is this one. This is the imaginary part of z, and this is the real part of z. So this is a geometrical representation of a complex number, where this is the real part, this is the imaginary, and this is the mod of z. Now with conjugate, it's satisfying following properties. Now what are the properties? Conjugate of z plus conjugate of w, where z and w both are the complex numbers, is same as the z plus w whole conjugate. Similarly, the product of w conjugate will be z conjugate w conjugate. The third property is z plus z conjugate. Now you just substitute the value of z, it is x plus iota y, x minus iota y. So you get, this will be cancelled out with this, you get left only 2x. So this is nothing but the twice time real part of z. So z plus z bar will be 2 times real part of z. Similarly, z minus z conjugate, it will be 2 iota imaginary part of z. Z minus w whole conjugate will be z conjugate minus w conjugate. So these are some properties related to the conjugate. Now see the polar representation of the complex number z. Now since z is an ordered pair, it can be written as x comma y, or it can be written as x plus iota y. So we can write in polar form by substituting x to be r cos theta and y to be r sin theta. So what will we have? Here r is x square plus y square under root, which is same as that the mod of z, absolute value of z, and the theta, it's tan inverse y upon x, right? So this is the relation between r theta and x and y. So we can write z as, when you substitute the value of x to be r cos theta and y to be r sin theta, what will you have? You get r times cos theta plus iota sin theta. So this is the polar form of a complex number where r is mod of z and theta is the tan inverse y upon x, which is said to be the argument of z. So the argument of z is the tan inverse y upon x. Principal argument of z is denoted by capital ARG. This is the principal argument of z. This is denoted by capital ARG. This is that value of argument of z which lying between minus pi and plus pi. So the value of theta which lying between minus pi and plus pi is said to be the principal argument of z. And the relation between principal argument and simple argument is, you can find principal argument, you can add 2 and pi, where your n is varying from 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2 and so on. Then the simple argument is the principal argument plus 2 n pi. This is the relation between argument and principal argument of the complex number. Now just see how to find out the principal argument if a complex number is given to you. Now just see, if we know that this is your theta. So if your z, here x and y both are positive numbers, means they lying in the first quadrant, or they lying in the fourth quadrant, means your x is positive. So whenever your x is positive, whatever the sign of y, it means this complex number is lying in the first quadrant or in the fourth quadrant. In both cases, we will consider principal argument to be as tan inverse y upon x, right? X should be strictly greater than 0, not equal to 0. That case I will discuss later on. So if your x is strictly greater than 0, whatever the sign of y, either positive or negative, in each case the principal argument of z will be given by tan inverse y upon x. If your x is negative but y is positive, x is negative but y is positive, then the principal argument is given by tan inverse y upon x plus pi, right? It will be tan inverse y upon x plus pi. Basically, if your x is negative and y is positive, you get theta in fourth quadrant. And when you add pi, you will get a number in a second quadrant. So that's why we add pi over here. When your x is negative as well as y is negative, then principal argument is given by tan inverse y upon x minus pi. basically when both are negative, tan inverse we get a positive number, so the number is lying in the first quadrant, but actual the number lying in the third quadrant, so we have to take minus pi, then we will reach in the third quadrant. So in every case we will see our argument is lying between minus pi to plus pi. So in this way we can find out the principal argument. If the complex number lying in the first and the fourth quadrant, then the principal argument is given by tan inverse y upon x. If the complex number is lying in the second quadrant, then it is given by tan inverse y upon x plus pi. If it is lying in the third, then it is given by tan inverse y upon x minus pi, right? But if your x is positive, if x is 0, if your x is 0 and y is positive, in that case the principal argument of z, now just see, when your x is 0, y is positive, it will become infinity, and so principal argument of z will be pi by 2 in that case. And if your x is 0 and y is negative, then the principal argument of z is given by minus pi by 2, right? But if you have a negative real number, if z is a negative real number, means your y is 0 but x is negative, y is 0, x is negative, in that case your tan inverse theta will be 0. So in that case, what will be the value of argument of z? It will be pi. So when your y is 0, x is negative, the principal argument of z will be pi, right? So once again, see what are the properties of principal argument. Now the first one is, this is the relation between the argument and principal argument, that this is the argument of z is principal argument of z plus 2 and pi, where n is varying 0, plus minus 1, plus minus 2 and so on. If z is negative real number, then by convention the principal argument of z is pi, right? And note that the argument of 0, argument of 0 means your x is 0 as well as your y is 0. In that case, the argument of 0 is undefined, right? And the principal argument of z is tan inverse y upon x if your x is positive. Principal argument of z is tan inverse y upon x plus pi if your x is negative and y is positive. Principal argument of z is tan inverse y upon x minus pi if your x is negative as well as y is negative. So in this way we will find out the principal argument. Principal argument is known to you, we can find out the argument of z. Now see the exponential form of a complex number. Now since we have done, z can be written as r cos theta plus iota sin theta, where r is x square plus y square under root, which is the mod of z, and theta is the tan inverse y upon x, which we will write as principal argument of z. Then we can write this cos theta plus iota sin theta as e to the power I theta. So the z can be written as r into e to the power I theta. This is an exponential form of a complex number where r is mod of z and this theta is the principal argument of z. So this is an exponential form of the complex number. Now let's suppose you are given a complex number as 1 plus iota write down in the exponential as well as in polar form. What is the value of x? It is 1. What is the value of y? It is 1. So what is mod of z? It is x square plus y square under root, which is square root of 2, which is your r. What is your theta? It is principal argument. It's theta y upon x. Now since both are positive, so means complex number is lying in the first quadrant, so we write down theta principal argument to be as it is, tan inverse y upon x. So tan inverse 1, which is pi by 4. So what is the polar representation of this complex number? So this z can be written as square root of 2 cos of pi by 4 plus iota sine of pi by 4, or in the exponential form square root of 2 e to the power iota pi by 4. So this is the representation of this complex number in polar as well as in exponential. Now see one more example. Let's suppose z is minus 1 minus iota. Now write down this in the polar as well as exponential form. Again, when you find its mod, you will get 1 plus 1 square root, which is square root of 2, which is your value of r. Principal argument of z in this case will be, since this point lying in the third quadrant, so the principal argument will be tan inverse y upon x minus pi. So this is tan inverse minus 1 upon minus 1, which is 1, minus pi. So pi by 4 minus pi, that means minus 3 pi by 4. So this is the value of principal argument. So this z can be written in the polar form as r into cos of minus 3 pi by 4 plus iota sine of minus 3 pi by 4, or in the exponential form this is square root of 2 e to the power iota minus 3 pi by 4. So in this way we can express a complex number into the polar as well as exponential if we can find out the principal argument by using the